tomorrow I will be talking to Saturday Night Live's Colin Quinn. We were thinking we might chat with him today, but it suits his schedule better. He's touring in Europe at the moment. We're going to talk to him tomorrow. And the great thing is, when I talk to him tomorrow, I'll be able to talk about his comedy. I know about stand-up comedy, but I also say, and of course, Colin, you've had quite an intended film career, and I'll be able to list it and name directors and things like that, because I have at my disposal a walking encyclopedia of the world of film and cinematography and everything, who's brilliantly named. If I was going to write a film about an action hero, I would call him Van Connor.
I always wanted to be Iron Van, personally. That's the great thing. It lends itself to so many names.
It does, yeah.
Bat Van, Aqua Van, Spider Van. There's so many great ones. Yeah.
Sherpa Van. Removal.
Lee Van Cleef.
Hello, Van Connor.
Hello, Bob Mills. I'm always happy when I see you.
Yes, I'll tell you what, I'm always happy when I see you, and I'll tell you why. And I'm going to say this quietly. There are a lot of experts on the walls. Do you know what I mean? Because, and some of them are brilliant. We have a book expert who's brilliant, and we've got Johnny Seafoot, who does theatre, film and television and entertainment. And we've got a theatre guy. But occasionally you'll see, like, we've got someone come and do the films, and they sit down, and you'll say to them, before we go any further, I saw Badlands again the other night. Malik was a genius, wasn't it? And they look at you like, oh, no, that's not in my notes. And you think, no. I want a real film expert, which is why I always insist on Van Connor.
Well, I'm actually very hit and miss on Terrence Malick as it happens, so...
Really?
Some of his work I love, some I can't stand.
Yeah, but listen, if he'd had only done Badlands, and maybe should have only done it, because that would have been enough.
There is an argument to be made.
It is one of the 5 greatest films ever made.
Nobody ever needs to see The Tree of Life, put it that way.
Do you think, what was it, the Thin Red Line?
Thin Red Line? Actually, I don't mind Thin Red Line now that I think about it. Because, I think because that came out against Saving Private Ryan in like 98. Yes, yeah. They were pitched sort of against each other. Yeah. And the obvious clear winner was Saving Private Ryan, because that movie is killer. Yeah. That movie is just fantastic. And also, if you like that film, you get to see kind of a new take on something very similar in January, because 1917 is coming out, and that's very...
I wanted to talk to you about that, because I saw... Do you know, a bus went past me today. Yeah. It's still one of my favourite lines from a couple of years ago. Some comic said, Jennifer Aniston, do you think they even bother scraping her face off the side of the bus between rom-coms? but I saw 1917. You must see this film. And I thought,
that's a stretch.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm not embargoed. I am actually allowed to talk about 1917.
Okay.
And we will hear a lot about it, because a lot of people... I mean, for one thing, it will win awards for cinematography. It just will. Whether or not it wins the Academy Award for cinematography, I couldn't tell you. But... it's a very impressively made film. I don't think it's as wonderful as certain other critics do. Certain other critics are bent over backwards for it. I thought it's very, very good. I prefer the 3 films.
It's a war film.
It's a war film. The idea is, because it's designed to look like one shot. Right? It's designed to look like an unbroken shot. There is a connection point in the middle.
What, the whole film?
The whole film. Right, so think about, the entrance scene in Goodfellas. Think about the opening of Spectre as well, because it's the same director. It's Skyfall and Spectre director Sam Mendes. He's got Roger Deakins, who he worked on Skyfall as well. And this is the idea. They're trying to make it look like one unbroken shot. And obviously, it's not been filmed that way. It's just digital trickery. And it's actually 3 shots, I think, when you balance it all out, because there are 2 breaks.
Still not many for a...
No,
hour and a half film, is it?
So it is very impressive. It's literally 2 soldiers who are sent behind enemy lines to deliver a message to stop a commander leading a platoon to what he thinks is a break in the enemy lines, but he's actually wrong. And they have to get there, and have to get there within 24 hours. Otherwise, 1,600 men or whoever will be killed. And very good. Very good. But it is kind of Saving Private Ryan by another name. I mean, really.
Now, here we go. I watched the film last night.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I mean, I do that most nights as well.
What was the film I watched last night? Oh, my wife tonight, yeah.
Your daughter did tell me, what did she watch? Office Christmas Party, I think she said
she watched Office Christmas Party, which she said was the worst film ever made. And you said,
shaking her head at me.
You said, well, I thought it had rather a lot going for it, actually.
I had a good time with it. I mean, admittedly, we had an actual Office Party themed Christmas party as part of the screenings, because we were drunk off our asses, I'm not going to lie.
I'll tell you what I watched last night, me and Jen sat down, because this is what we do. We sit down. We've had busy days, both of us. We've settled the dogs down. With dogs at his house, we sit down. Right, let's watch something before we go to bed.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, of course, the choice is ridiculous.
Oh, it is now. We do
so
have
what
the
we do
burden of
now
choice.
is we say, look, the first thing that we come across that we say, yeah, all right, watch it. Because otherwise, an hour goes and you think we haven't got time to watch something now. And that's
true.
Someone must make up a word for that, because it's something that happens now in this 21st century.
I think we have had this discussion before. I think we called it the dilemma of choice.
The dilemma of choice.
Or the burden of choice.
The dilemma of choice. Slightly less successful follow-up to The Unbearable Lightness of Me. Now,
Quite.
Now then, this is what we watched.
Yeah.
Destination Wedding.
Oh, good God, really? Did you make it to the end?
It stars two actors,
Yeah.
very famous actors.
Yes.
They are, who are they?
They are Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder.
And Winona Ryder. Now, here you go. What's this? What is it? It's called Destination Wedding. What's it? I don't know. It must be like The Runaway Bride or something like this, or something. It'll be okay. Who's in it? Keanu's in it. Oh, we like him. And Winona's in it. Oh, we like them. Oh, that's good. Oh, that'll be good. Because they're big stars that'll attract a good support cast.
Well, people
no one
ship
else
them.
in it.
That's the thing. People ship them, as it's called.
What does that mean?
It's what when you have two characters or two actors that you want to be a couple.
Yeah.
That's called shipping. We want to ship them.
Okay.
And that's the thing with Keanu and Winona Ryder. Because they've been in movies in the 90s together, like Bram Stoker's Dracula and Vince!
I swear to God, I sat in the Empire Cinema in Leicester Square and thought, who's Vince? Because he said, in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman or someone stands on top of a mountain going, Vince! Vince!
He's the only Jonathan Harker
Vince!
ever to say,
that.
whoa.
And in the end, my wife said, winds. He's calling up the wind. But in this film, correct me if I'm wrong, there is nobody else in it. Lots of people, but nobody else speaks.
Yeah. I mean, a better wedding movie that's very similar is a movie called Table 19, which I think you can find on Netflix now. Way better. Stars Anna Kendrick.
Is Keanu in it?
Keanu's not in it.
Is Winona in it?
No, neither. And I gather after sitting through Destination Wedding, you don't want to see either of them again for a while. So there is that. I mean, I thought it was terrible.
Keanu does a very strange voice.
He does, doesn't he, actually?
It is rather strange voice.
Quite aggressive.
Yes, everything he says is... And Winona goes from being Winona, a little bit mad, to suddenly being, oh, stop it.
Yeah, I know.
You.
It was really ironic that for a movie called Destination Wedding, it didn't go anywhere.
Didn't go anywhere at
No.
all. And also, here's the thing. Here's what, they meet on a plane.
Yeah. No.
Oh, they meet in the airport, then they meet on then they get on the same plane, they discover we're going to the same wedding.
Imagine that.
Oh, dear. Oh, God. And we hate each other. I think the strapline is, will they ever stop hating each other long enough to fall in love? And I'm thinking, I love a good rom-com. By the way, there's no wedding.
No, there isn't, isn't there?
There's the rehearsal dinner, there's the breakfast, and then, right, our plane leaves in half an hour. And they leave. You never see the wedding.
That to me sounds like the ultimate wedding.
And the other characters, seriously, you see them from across the room.
You do. It's true. The wedding is very much in the background, isn't it? Which I think, to be fair, you kind of wanted in the case of this story. I mean, me personally, I always enjoy the party more than the actual wedding. But, I think that's most people. But no, I do think it's a career low for Keanu, and that's a shame because he's on such film.
And I'm sorry to have sullied your moment with bringing it up.
Well, funny enough, I've been doing lots of previews for next year, and Keanu does come up because Bill and Ted Face the Music is out next summer, and
Is that Big Adventure, that Bill and Ted?
Yeah, that's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, and now Face the Music. So it's going to be the long-awaited Bill and Ted 3. Can't wait.
What about Dumber and Dumber and Dumberer? Are they going to have another one of them?
I hope we never ever do, because I hated the last one. But my brother-in-law told me he watched it like 3 times one day in a van on an iPad, and I just said, well, somebody had to enjoy it. No, I thought the last Dumb and Dumber was awful. I thought Jim Carrey was unbearable, and I thought it was a very nasty film. And I say that as someone who grew up absolutely adoring Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some things, you know what they say, never go home, don't they?
Yeah, you can never go home again.
By the way, for anyone listening out there, I'm not putting that out as a lifestyle choice. Do go home. But they do say that in films. Right, I tell you what, I've talked too long about stupid Destination Wedding. You now tell me.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it this year, what should you have watched this year?
What should I have watched this year that I have not? Well,
no, not you. I'm talking you. I'm to the public. You've watched everything. Tell the public. Say to the public. Say to our listeners. Yeah. By the way, if you didn't catch this, make an effort.
Okay, I got some effort. So, one that you can actually currently see on Sky Cinema all the time, Little Monsters. Okay? Really love that. Australian zombie comedy about a school trip that just happens to be during the zombie apocalypse. It is amazing. Okay, saw it at the LFF this year, the London Film Festival. Laughed myself senseless. Also really loved Brightburn.
What?
Brightburn. Brightburn, one word.
Never
which is
heard of
basically Superman but evil. Okay? And he gets to, the pod crashes in the farm, the infertile parents take him in, raise him, he gets to puberty, and he's evil.
Oh, okay.
Great fun. Had a ball with it.
Right.
If you haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw, absolutely see that. I love that film.
What's that?
Hobbs and Shaw is the Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, Idris Elba, Fast and Furious spin-off. It is one of the dumbest movies ever made. I loved it. It was the perfect birthday movie for me this year.
I'm a big fan of Jason Statham. I like Jason Statham and Mark Strong, is it?
Mark Strong. I like Mark Strong. Yeah. This is peak Statham. This really is. If you like your Statham, if you like that Statham who got to the Transporter and the Meg, where he really goes for it, gets the chance to be. Oh,
is he in the one where with the woman where? Is it the spy one where?
Oh, Spy.
Yeah, where he's the spy, she's the woman on the headphones.
Exactly. Yeah, he's in there, and that is the first time we discovered
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy, and Miranda Hart, I believe, as well, and Rose Byrne.
Yeah, she's in it,
Jude Law, and Alison Janney. I could literally name the cast of that for hours. I think it's Sarah Fenwick.
Jude Law's in The Holiday.
He is in The Holiday, isn't he? We love The Holiday, you and I, don't we? We always end up talking about The Holiday. How does this happen?
I tell you what, if they'd never bothered making anything else, The Holiday would have done for me.
Damn you, Katie. Okay, so off from The Holiday now.
Right.
So I feel like it's the number 23. I keep seeing The Holiday everywhere. But absolutely see Hobbs and Shaw if you can. A movie called Ready or Not is worth seeing as well. That's about a bride who marries into a rich family who it turns out have this family tradition involving a satanic ritual whereby she must be hunted to the death on her wedding night. It is hilarious, violent, slapstick awesomeness.
Okay.
Yeah, you honestly won't believe you've seen it. The final 2 minutes, the final 2 minutes of it are absolutely astounding.
You see, there are some films that I watch and I think, I wish I'd been in the pitch room.
I know.
Anything else before we go? Well, make it quick, Terry. Okay, bride, gets married, meets the family, and they're a bit weird. Okay, yeah, I think we've all seen that. What is it? No. Hunting to the death.
Yeah, hunted to the death. Well, I think someone watched Destination Wedding and thought, you know what, this would be better if they got hunted to the death, wouldn't it?
Well, there is, very early on, they do meet a mountain lion when they're out for a walk, and you think, maybe this film is actually going to just be a short film that's going to have a good ending.
Absolutely. Another one, of course, Knives Out. You got to catch Knives Out. I mean, it's a good old Agatha Christie.
This is this massive car. Oh, this is... We
reviewed it, didn't we?
This is Daniel Craig as a southern...
Yeah. I can preclude no suspects. Pure Foghorn Leghorn in there. Really good fun. Loved that a lot. Midsummer. Did you like The Wicker Man?
Yeah, the original one.
Right. So,
Edward Woodward.
Yeah, exactly. And basically Midsummer is the new Wicker Man. It's absolutely the new Wicker Man.
It's Midsummer as in a place in Norway.
Yeah, Midsummer with an A. Yeah. Stars Florence Pugh, Jack Rayner, Chidi from The Good Place. Just a really damn good horror movie that also is weirdly funny at times and has these weird little tidbits of romance. That's now on DVD in extended form. I've not seen the extended version yet. I'm going to do that this holiday season. I'm looking forward to it. But it's a very cleverly crafted, very wonderful film.
But that's if you're watching a Norwegian film, the first thing you think is, I wish it was a bit longer.
I know, it is in English. There are Americans who go to Norway.
I wish there was more in there. I know, but I saw there was a Netflix thing about the American guy, the gangster who goes to, what's that called? That's called something, that's a Norwegian name or something like that. Anyway, they're poking me now. You poking me to go to a break? Okay, well, we'll go to a little break. Well, we got the news coming. We got the news. Well, we don't want to keep that lady waiting. Let's go news headlines with Jenny Barsby. Oh, hang on. Oh, we're back on. We've had a technical glitch. There you go. Do you know what I think they do? I think they're trying out different scenarios with me. Because I don't usually do weekdays. Weekdays are much more serious, as you know.
Yeah.
At the weekend, there's an awful lot of feet on desks.
There is, isn't there? I've noticed there's people in lounge pants, onesies, there's day drinking. It's insane, man.
Well, I turned before I left this morning, my producer phoned and said, you are going to dress properly, aren't you, for the weekend?
I've seen him in slippers, to be fair.
Well, I do. I sometimes turn up tracky bottoms, an old t-shirt. What have we got coming up in the final? Is it the final hour of the show? Wow. We've got a US update with Paul Doddridge. We've got a guest from the founder of Drag Queen Story. And we've got a story from Johnny Seifert. You should stick around for this. About councils paying £300,000 and 2-bit celeb come and turn the lights on. Wow. But for now, let's go and speak to Miss Jenny Barsby.